Congratulations.
Yes.
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great, man. I mean, I'm on top of the world right now because I proved a lot of people. We proved a lot of people.
You need to put the belt on your shoulder, and you need to show that off proudly.
Well, of course, because people say, "Oh, he's this coach." He should have kept Goose. He should have Derek James, Eddie Reynoso, which I truly respect. But I'm a coach too. I've been doing this since he was 7. So how do you know my son more than me? Think about it. What father steps back and says, "You know what? Go ahead."
No one.
What father?
Not in this sport.
I love that.
They want to live through their kids.
They want to say, "Hey, I did it," and I step back. I'm humble, but I did it because I didn't want to break that bond between my son and I. So I said, "Hey, it's okay."
When did you realize that? Was there a key moment that made you say, "Okay, I need to step away. We gotta get to"?
No, it was politics. It was politics that pretty much pushed me away. Because I had him at 13-0 with 12 KOs. So they said, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna decide on another coach." I'm like, "Really?" I said, "Why?" "Oh no. These are gonna get tough. I said, "Well, all the stuff that I did in this world, weren't they tough too? We won the Olympics in Mexico. We beat the #1 guys. We won 15 national, and you're telling me that it's going to be tough out there?" I said, "Well, okay." So I talked to my son. I said, "It's okay. That's fine. I'll step back." You know how many years I stepped back? I stepped back 5 years.
Henry, what do you tell
What
your son?
father does that?
No, I train my.
Think about that. What father steps back 5 years, if not more? That's humble, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
And so this moment that happened today is just bringing me that much satisfaction.
Full circle. But what did you
Full
tell your
circle.
son between
I love that.
rounds? What did you tell him?
I told him, well, a son always has to listen to a father and a coach. I gave him a little bit of both. Okay? I gave him instructions. We don't need to do that. We do not need to be on that rope, right? And then as a trainer, I said, you got to fight him in the center of the ring. You're going to confuse him. He doesn't know how to fight in the center of the ring. You get out jab him, you can out box him. And that's exactly what he did. And then lastly, I said, everybody's going to look out for that left hook. But we're going to trick them. And when you do the right, we're going to reverse it. Then we'll come back with the left. And it worked like a charm.
Henry, what part of Robert Garcia's, Chris Algieri, Dan Canobio's comments got on this skin?
I'm really mad because, they talk a lot of crap. Him and Paul Malageri, whatever his name is, Robert Garcia and that stupid program that they're in, they hate my son. You know why? Because he's tall, he's handsome, and he can knock people out, okay? And then they hate him because of the shit with Rolly. You don't know what my son went through with Rolly. I think my son got set up with that fucking ostery and stuff. I don't mean to curse, but, that pisses me off. So for that reason, they hate, they talk shit. Oh, you know what, he's just an Instagram boxer or whatever. No. We've been doing this shit since 7 years old. We've been kicking ass. We've been winning a lot of nationals. Train a guy and try to win one national and see what happens. Try. We won 15. And my other son won 7, Sean Garcia. It's hard. You got to go through the district. You got to go through the state. You got to go through the regional. The state, the regional, and then you got to go through the national. You got to go through 4 steps. And you're fighting the best of the best. So don't tell me that you know my son and that he's not a good boxer. Oh, it pisses me off.
What happens in a Shakur fight? How does it end in your opinion? Decision, knockout?
We'll hit him with a body shot. He's done.
Why the body
He can't take his body shot. We already know.
Really?
Yeah, and he doesn't have a better jab than my son. My son has an awesome jab. We beat him in the amateurs, okay, with the jabs. When Ryan was young, Ryan was only 16 years old. But he qualified 17, 18 with Shakur. Shakur was on that level. So if you're within 2 years, they're going to put you in that category. Okay, and I said, Ryan, we didn't know Shakur. They didn't know us. But I said, Ryan, let's work on that jab. Ryan was throwing that beautiful jab. Pop, pop, pop. I said, okay, that's what we're going to work on. Let's start off there.
Henry, a lot of people...
God, wait, let me finish. That jab was awesome. Shakur never hit Ryan. They show us a scorecard, and they never do that. But a little kid came around, and he showed us the scorecard. It was 4-4. I was like, how the hell did he get 4 points? Later, we found out there was a judge there that was related, and they were already grooming him for the Olympics. Trust me, I've seen a lot of shit in the USA boxing. I've seen a lot of crooked stuff. And I'm going to write a book about that.
All right.
I'm going to write a book about everything. I'm going to expose a lot of things. Just don't hurt me. But,
So, Henry, after
But I am.
your son beat Devin Haney, tonight
Yeah.
he beat Barrios.
Yeah.
Where do you have him on the pound for pound list, and where do you have Shakur? Because a lot of people have Shakur number 1, 2, or 3.
well, I mean, okay. Again, I already gave the story. All right. In order to say that you're pound for pound, fight my boy when he's healthy. Not when he was fighting Rolly. He was depressed. He was fucking out of it. They suspended him for a whole year. Could you imagine? My son's, hey, it's hard to deal with.
What were those conversations like? Those are hard conversations to have with your son.
Very hard because not even a father sometimes can save your boy. Not even. God is the only one that can save your boy or your daughter because there's no power that you have. You can tell him, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? I taught you this way. What's going on? Doesn't matter. It will never matter. But when you say, hey, help me, God, help me. And I always say, God saved him. And God saved him for boxing.
Henry, what about Conor?
Going back to the body shot. I know in the,
Yeah.
in the Tio fight, Tio had some success going in the body. Is that what you're kind of?
Well, I mean, I'm giving you the secret, but it doesn't matter because my son would do it anyways. Look what he did to Barrio. He hit him in the body. I'm surprised he stood up, but that boy's big.
Henry, going
That
back to
boy's
the
big.
losses, was it something that was almost good or beneficial because you guys realized who really had your back and who didn't?
Or what?
Everybody loves you when you're winning, but the Romero losses and the Tank losses, did you guys realize who really had your back and who was really part of the
Well,
family and the team?
Angelo Dundee said it best. He says that, hey, don't look at the people that are with you when you're winning. Look at the people that are with you when you lose.
Amen.
Sums it up.
Henry, what about Conor Benn, who was ringside as well?
Man, he went to Zuffa. We wanted to fight him, but it's okay.
You think I'll
stuck
fight
now. He screwed up. He's stuck now. And I feel bad for Eddie Hearn, but you know what? Eddie Hearn's got some other fighters out there.
How do you mean he screwed up? What did you think he's done wrong there?
I think he had a better opportunity here with us. Zuffa has their own organization, don't they? I mean,
Yeah,
they wear their own stupid shorts and all that crap. They got a weird belt. And speaking of belts, we are going to pay for the sanctioning fees. Okay? So don't worry about that.
Oh, and he was gifted that
All right?
necklace.
Spread the wealth.
Yeah.
Spread the wealth, and other things will happen. in
What
life.
a rematch with Rolly. Rolly has a belt. Your son has a belt unification. Would you like that?
Absolutely. But after this performance, he's going to probably say, damn. But one thing I did like about Rolly that he said, because they asked him a simple question. Who do you think is going to win? He goes, God will decide. Man, he's my friend already. So I don't know if I'll do it, but it's up to him. But he's seen the real Ryan. And I kept on telling people, you will see the real Ryan. Didn't I say in the press conference? They're going to say, hey, which Ryan is going to come out? You know why they said that? Because of what he went through. See, so of course you're going to think like that. But now you saw the real Ryan, didn't you? This is it. This is what we worked for all these
It
years.
reminded me of the Haney fight a lot.
Right. Well, trust me, the Haney is a classic because, Ryan, I swear to God, I say 30%. I always say 30% because in training camp, he couldn't even go more than 4 rounds. In the 5th round, he was out and he was laying on the canvas. I can't do this. And we got like a week and a half to go into training camp. To fight week. And he's on the canvas. You recorded me, but oh well. But it was sad. And I'm like, I got so pissed at the people that say they love God. I went after them. I said, you're a wolf in sheep's clothing, brother. Get the hell out of here. I was so mad, right? No, Dad. I said, no, hell no. I said, what is a man that's 65 years old hanging around with you, Ryan? What the hell is this? You gave him money. I know that the son of a bitch wants more money. Get the hell out of here, man. I was pissed.
Ryan mentioned hurting his right hand. How serious is it?
It's not broken. But, he told me, he goes, hey, Dad, I hurt my hand.
What round was that?
Actually, he said the first when he
When he
cracked him.
cracked him.
He
He hit
cracked
the top
him.
of the
He hit
head,
the
so
top of the head. He got a heart, well, a big head, right? So he bump. He's like, oh. But then, you know, the adrenaline kicks in. So you're not going to feel that pain. He might feel that pain tomorrow, but I don't think it's broken because he's like this, so he's okay.
Henry, Ryan's been one of the few people who wants to hold people accountable for, you know, the people at the top of committed crimes but haven't been brought to justice. And there's been a lot of news now that's coming out, and a lot of people are getting the heat for it. Has it been difficult to stop Ryan from being distracted because that news has been coming out the past 2 weeks, and so as he's got this big fight to look forward to?
Ryan has always been sentimental to kids, you know, and all that. I just feel sorry for the people in Minnesota, in New York now. You know, I mean, there's so much fraud going out there, and there's so much ugliness out there, you know, and hopefully my son can make a difference, you know. He is a good influencer, you know that, and his word will speak out, and you need people like that, you know. President Trump, you know, does what he has to do, but I don't know everybody. I do know my son, and if he can spread some positivity, you know, so be it.
Thank you, Henry.
You know, all right.
Can I just ask you what your thoughts are on Floyd Mayweather making his